because because shit can go wrong. Shit can happen. You might end up in the hospital for 3 hours. You never know what happened. You might go to the jailhouse facility and they have lockdown. Whatever possibility you think could happen, charge for that. Because it's not likely that it'll happen, but it's a possibility. And then at least you walk away and you don't feel resentful. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to you, Fisherman. It's all good, brother. Here's the thing, man. In this, when you're an entrepreneur, you learn from your experiences. It doesn't have to be your failures. It doesn't have to be your successes. You learn from your experiences. And if something doesn't sit right, and you're like, man, I feel like I need to be charging more from my medical advanced directives. And well, that's some inside of you that's saying, yeah, I need to bump up my price because I see how valuable, right, this document is. I see how many people are involved in this situation. And your inner business person, your inner mogul, right, is telling you that you're not charging accordingly. I didn't need anybody to really tell me that my prices were low. When I first started off in the game, I was charging $39 for notary assignments, right? And I would run to your house. I would print out the documents. I was operating out of my engineering office at the time. And if I needed to print out documents, I used the company's printer, and I'd go in there and I would do, I would do what it do. But then I realized how the people were involved and how important those documents are. And I was like, there's no way this should be $39. No way it should be $39. What's up, Dawn?
I can't come on camera, but I'm here.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. My cousin does that all the time. We're always seeing the ceiling when we go live with my cousin.
I am working on getting these sites done for these clients today, and I'm not even supposed to be on live and comment. I'm supposed to be focused, but this is a good conversation.
I'm glad you're able to jump in too.
Multitask.
I'm glad you're able to jump in. You want to add anything?
Huh?
Would you like to add anything?
Yeah. So when it comes to the pricing,
yes,
you guys, do not be afraid of price. That's why I was saying in the comments, you can't say I wouldn't pay $200 for a power of attorney. It's not about you. It's about the service that you're providing, the value that you're bringing to your clients. And you have to think like a business owner. You can't think as a consumer. You continue down that path, you may not be in business very long.
I agree with that. You are not your customer. So just because you won't spend $150, $200, $250 for a notarization doesn't mean your clients won't.
That's right.
Just because you won't purchase a Louis Vuitton bag don't mean your client don't have 12 of them joints sitting in their closet.
That's it. Decide who your market is. I had a lady, I'm going to go do a loan signing tomorrow. I haven't done a loan signing in God only knows forever because I don't market to direct. I only do them if they call me. So this is a person, her and her husband, and now her urgency let me know that I can pretty much charge her whatever I want. She said she reached out to a notary before she contacted us and they didn't pick up the phone. The first thing she said when I answered was, "Thank you so much for answering the phone." And it kind of took me back like, wow, okay, let's see what she's talking about. Boom, she needs this done. Monday's the only time she can get it done. She needs it done Monday afternoon. This is the only time. And I let her tell me her whole story, $250 plus tax. The invoice got satisfied. Like, you have to be confident in what you're charging, understand why you're charging, be a good listener on those calls. And for God's sake, pick up your phone.
Yeah. That's why I say, like, even though there's 4.8 million notaries in in the United States, you're really not competing with 4.8 million because half of them don't answer their phone.
Wow.
Half of them aren't answering their phone. And then a quarter of them really don't know what they're doing. So
yeah, that comes from, yeah, man, that, you know what, we talk a lot of trash about people who do loan signing, but not trash, but it's nothing wrong with loan signing, by the way. I'll do a loan real quick, to be perfectly honest. But what really distinguishes the difference, though, is that somebody who's giving you all the details, when to meet the person, who they're going to be there, what they're going to be signing, and then they tell you what to pay, that conditions you. And then when it comes time to do it on your own, then it becomes a challenge. And that's where the confusion comes in. So you don't really know how to walk the person through the process. And there is a certain way to walk somebody through the process. And, closing deals is an art. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
They call you for that specific reason, but for you to approach, well, I have this thing where I kind of internally say loan signing, LSA talking about G&W is LOL. So it's just because it's a completely different approach. The same approach and attitude that I brought, or my training that allowed me to navigate an entire refinance package, is not the same thing that I would approach somebody who's trying to do a SNDA agreement. It's just a completely different approach for that person. And if somebody calls me and they have called all over town, and they called 2 people prior to me, and then they canceled on them, and then they reach out to me, then that person, first of all, I'm a straight headhunter when it comes to people, talking to customers. Tiger and I, you know how we go like that. Headhunter. And I mean that in the most direct way possible, because here's the deal. I know that people, when it comes down to their legal affairs, I know they don't have time to F around. They don't have zero time for there to be games. So I take that same approach, and I say, the stuff that I do on camera, like I put a lot of videos on Instagram where I'm like closing the deals live, right? Real people. Now, that's just what I show on Instagram. The stuff that I show, like the stuff that's not on camera, I'm relentless, because I know that these people, they don't have time. They need to get these affairs taken care of. They've got other things that's depending on this deal getting closed. Is that your bodyguard, Tiger?
Yeah. Make sure you're holding the hammer back there.
Yeah.
So Fisherman said, yeah, I feel like an employee doing loan signings. I did too, brother. I did too.
Yeah.
I definitely did too, man.
Yeah, the employee thing with loan signings, it continues your W-2 motto. The whole concept, and I respect what they're doing, but the whole concept is set up as just a regular W-2.
Yeah,
so it's
open.
Okay. This is where you're going to go. This is the time you're going to be there. They're even telling people you're not allowed to leave any business cards or any type of personal marketing materials behind.
Indeed.
This is how you need to dress, and this is how I'm going to pay you.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I kind of agree with that. I see why. But go ahead. Not leaving business cards behind, and not. That's why I always thought it was weird to ask those people for deals, because you didn't get that client. That's not your client. That's the signing service of the title company's client. That's not your client.
Exactly.
So I agree with that. And sorry to cut you off, but I don't know how y'all.
No, I just, it's hard because a lot of people do very well, even now, with signing services and things like that. So it's just my personal view when it comes to the way that the business model is set up. It's set up for me to use all of my resources, including the most valuable one that I have, which is time. And sometimes, I think I even posted, I've gotten $35 offers, $75 offers. And it's like, I write them back and I go, is this a serious offer? I don't even try to like counter, because even my counter is not going to be something you would even entertain if you're offering me this amount out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like entrepreneurs, and I picked up on this, guys, within my first 3 weeks of trying to be a loan signing agent, because that's what I thought I would be doing with my stamp. It was the only thing I really saw in YouTube University. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get $10,000. If you tell me $10,000 a month is on the table, I'm going to go get it.
Mm-hmm. You
don't have to tell me more than one. Let's go. And when I got in there, I was like, what? Hold up. Pump the brakes. They got me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me
ask you this, Don. Or you too, Tiger, but let me ask you, Don. So at what point do people stop calling loan signing a business?
You know what? When they realize what they're doing, when they realize what they have, it's never going to be everyone, because they just, hey, everybody won't make it, you know? Yeah.
I think, like Dawn said, when you do realize the difference of the two. Now, if you never had a job before, you have nothing to compare it to, right? But if you had a W-2 job and then you've been a entrepreneur or independent contractor at one point, now you compare the two together and be like, you know what? This seems more like a W-2 kind of situation but they pay me as a 1099. It feels like I should be getting healthcare benefits and stuff by the way they're running me. But they're paying me 1099 where I have to pay my own taxes, get my own health care. You know what I mean? So you have something to compare to. And a lot of times is that the notaries will, I think Andre Hatchett had mentioned this before, it's appealing because it's a very lateral transition from having a job and then going into loan closings, because you have someone dictating to you what they need done. Similar to a manager or a boss. We need you to do this. We need you to do this. We need you to do this. But when you tap into more of the entrepreneurial role where, okay, you're no longer the sheep, you are now the shepherd. You are now, I am not going to tell you what to do. You're going to have to figure it out. That's what makes entrepreneurs so valuable, is that the level of critical thinking that they're able to do, the ability to create products and situations and positioning at the drop of a dime, and to be able to communicate and navigate calls, emails, whatever the case is, in a moment's notice. That is what carries you on to the next level. A person giving you orders and dictating orders to you, that should only go so far.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before it starts to feel like a job. And that's not anything bad, but I think it's important that you recognize it and say, okay, this component of the profession is the job component. This component of the profession is the entrepreneurial component. And that's okay. But if you're confused about those two and you are erroneously referring to a job as a business, then you'll always be confused. You'll always be unsure about what the next step is. So we talk about traffic. We talk about paid traffic, organic traffic. So people will ask me, they'll comment on my YouTube videos and say, so what do I do now? What's the next step? And I tell them, like you started off, Tiger, traffic. It's traffic and it's sales. You get enough traffic, then you close enough deals, volume, capacity, you can do it. All right. I get in front of somebody, I know what to say, I know what to do, I know how to walk them through it. Now, the only thing left is for me to get in front of more of those people. So if I just want more people and more and more and more people, then I might ask you, how do I market? How do I advertise? But that's the second question. That might be the third question you should be asking. it might be the third question. There's two questions you should be asking before that, because Starbucks ain't asking how do we get in front of more people. They know we gotta pay for advertising. Home Depot, they're not asking how do we get in front of more people. We gotta pay for advertising. We gotta sponsor something. That's how we get. But Starbucks and Home Depot, they know how to close deals. Notary Nation knows how to close deals. U.S. Notary Agency knows how to close deals. So at this point, now we can start to modulate how much traffic we really want.
Exactly.
So before you start saying, how do I start marketing? Wait, slow down.
Yeah.
Can you actually get a client first? Number one.
Yeah.
Get a client first. Are you training customers to buy from you first? Because if you want to get more people, that's easy. That's very simple. Put up $100 to buy a Google ad. It'll explode your phone. Just something like $100.
Do you know how to answer the phone? Do you know how to answer the phone once it explodes?
Boom.
Yeah.
That
you know what to say once you answer the phone, and do you know how to keep somebody from hanging up in your face? You know?
And that's the journey, right? That we have to, and the obstacles we have to overcome, right? Because, okay, let's say you are good at getting traffic. Let's say you could get thousands of people coming to your website and viewing your content and say, okay, now the person calls you. Do you even have the ability to close the deal? And do you have the ability to close the deal at a profit where you have enough spread to the point where if you made a mistake on the document and you had to go back out to the client's house, are you still at a gain or are you at a loss on that second visit? Because if you're at a loss, that means you are underpriced. You can't even afford to go back out and correct a mistake that you did. You can't even afford to do. Some people, they even go to the first appointment at a loss.
Yeah.
Fisherman, okay. So Fisherman said, I'm lacking in all these areas, and it's okay, brother. We are here for you. Everyone here that's on this live right now is part of the Ghost Squad, right? We are like a shadow squad that we're deep, by the way. We're in every state. We're probably in your state. Tech, share what you have available. Dawn, please share what you have available, and then let Fisherman choose where he may choose to learn from.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Fisherman. I really respect you for being transparent about the areas where you need help in. I think that's the first step to being successful, is saying, hey, you know what? This is concepts and things, ideas that I had never thought of before. So I offer a couple things. First of all, the link is in my bio for whatever I'm going to talk about, except for this last thing. I can do a one-on-one with you. All right, where I can sit down with you and figure out exactly where you are in your business and help take you over to the next step with some actionable things that I can give you. Okay. Then coming up here on March 11th, no matter what, you want to be in the building, especially if you are a new notary. We're going to have some very, very powerful speakers who will tell you different areas of business that you also may not have thought about or considered, such as business credit. When you're coming out of the gate, you don't even realize that this is going to be something you'll need for later on down the road. So to be able to set yourself up properly in the beginning is priceless. Again, March 11th, we're going to have Tiger T. He's one of the speakers that's going to be there. He's going to be, Tiger Toledo. I call him Tiger T.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. He's going to be there helping us out with, power of attorneys and all types of gems that's going to be dropped. We've got She Boss, a loan signing specialist. She is major in her field, doing big things. There's going to be several other speakers as well. This is an opportunity for a person such as yourself to get a new perspective on how to do business. So just hit me in my DM if there's anything you feel like I can help you with.
Awesome. Tech?
take advantage of that because that business credit idea or that angle is very true. So
for
shout
real.
out to Dom for that. Yeah. So for people who are transitioning away from, you know, a heavy reliance on jobs, in other words, loan signing, and again, nothing wrong with that. But for people who are transitioning away from that, and then they're realizing that, listen, I need to actually, you know, get my own clients. It's not such a bad idea that I get my own clients. If you are in that phase, if you feel like you've kind of been lurking in that realm where, listen, I probably should start getting my own clients so I can start charging my own price, so I can start dictating my own time. But what we have coming up is a technical boot camp. I close deals. I got to make something very clear. And this relates to me, maybe it relates to you, but I am relentless. I'm a headhunter when it comes to this. I know how important it is that if you don't have any deals being closed, you don't have a business. So it's important that, number one, two things we're going to talk about in this boot camp. Number one, you must know your price. And your price isn't arbitrary. It's not imaginary. Your price comes from a place. It comes from somewhere. So I'm going to break that down. This is a 2-hour event. First half hour, I'm going to break down the exact formula to come up with your price. And just so you guys know, I'll do it very quickly, briefly right here. What is your freedom number? Meaning, how much money do you need per month to walk away from everything, right? How much money do you need per month? What number of hours do you have available? Those numbers, not just, I mean, throwing your job, throwing your obligations, throwing your kids, throwing all these things that you have to do. But out of after everything's been done, what do you have available? The amount of money that you need per month, what hours do you have available? That number, those two will spit out a number what you should be charging for your notary price. I'm gonna help you come up with that. And we're gonna go through a methodical step-by-step way of achieving that. And then Tiger's everywhere, man. Tiger's doing it. Tiger's going to take you through 3 scenarios, and these are not atypical, meaning people will call you with different things all the time. No 2 things are ever going to be the same, but there are a lot of similarities that you can catch that applies to every single person who's looking for a notary. The person who's looking for a notary is looking for one thing and one thing only. All right, they're looking for a signature and a stamp. But that comes with a lot of scenarios. It comes with their baby mamas. It comes with the sheriff. It comes with the postal office. It comes with the $3.5 million that they need to collect from the tenants in their commercial property. It comes with a bunch of, it comes with a divorce. It comes from kids that are traveling overseas. At the end of the day, they only need one thing. So first half hour, I'm going to give you that number because, again, you can't run Home Depot. You can't run Starbucks without a price. I'm going to give you that, how to come up with that. And then Tiger's going to break down 3 different scenarios in which if you heard the voice exchange between the customer and the provider, you might not have caught that. But what Tiger's going to do is break down the invisible profits, what he calls in the Rise of the Smart Notary, the invisible profits, where you might not have missed, it might have went right over your head. So he's going to point those things out. So by the time you leave this technical boot camp, you have not only what you can charge, but how you can unlock those invisible profits. This boot camp, listen, you really want to level up, come to the boot camp, okay? You'll walk away with a vision of what power you can unlock from your notary commission. Just a little piece of stamp in that little rubber, what do you call that? The impression maker thing. Mm-hmm. That is you will see where all the power comes from and how you can use your own innovation and creativity to make it work for you. So you can send a DM to me because the tickets are going to go on sale tomorrow. But people who've already sent DMs, they've gotten special access. I don't know where you were, but you might have missed it. We drop hints all throughout the week. Send a DM, send a DM. Send the DM to deals. Tonight, for people who are on this live, we're going to extend it for one more day. Send a DM to me, deals, and then you'll get a early special access to that event. Tomorrow is the 23rd. the tickets will be on sale, and this will be unlike any other event.
Awesome. Yeah, Fisherman. So I hope that helps out with what you're looking for, because our thing is that we want to create our own environment where it can be like a safe haven, where you be like, you know what, I feel like I could be 100% the same way you've been real transparent on here and telling us about your obstacles and your challenges. And what's funny is that other people that may have not comment on this live chat right now are experiencing the same problems, right? And you basically asked a question that they were already thinking about. So we're creating this environment where it is going to be a place where you could come in and you can ask these questions, and you can really deep dive into situations where you're like, okay, I came out better than when I went in.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's up to me. We're not going to hold your hand. We're not going to answer your phone. That wouldn't even, you wouldn't even be an entrepreneur at that point. You would just be an order taker. You might as well say, would you like cheese on that burger?
Mm-hmm.
We teach you how to be an entrepreneur so you can fish. Because let me ask you a question. What if that title company that was feeding you these leads, what if you called them the next day and say, I want more leads, send me more leads? What are they going to tell you? Huh? Can you force their hand to overlook other notaries that was with them for years and years and years, to bypass them and give you all of the business? That'd be pretty difficult, right? What about if you decline a certain amount of assignments? Do you think you're going to be the preferred notary at that point? Right? Decline 3 or 5 of them in a row. Let's see where that lands you. Right? So does that put you in the position to really be the boss that you want to be the boss? If you can't tell a person, you know what, I'm going on vacation. I'm taking the family out to Disney World for the next 2 weeks. I'm not available. What do you think the client will do? Will they put all of their assignments on hold until you get back? Huh? Right? And be like, all right, no problem. When you come back, we'll have the assignments ready for you. We'll just push everything back. Or do you think they're going to start looking for your replacement if they haven't done that already?
Yeah, like next.
I've had students that were getting fed by title escrow companies, which made up 80% of their revenue generated. One day, that person, my student, received an email from that company that said, we don't feel like doing business with you anymore. We just ain't feeling, we're not feeling what you're doing anymore, for whatever reason. That person took an 80% revenue hit instantly. Just like that. Caused my student to go into an absolute frantic. Now, if you did that in reverse, let's reverse that role. What if you told them, you know what? I really ain't feeling the way you giving me assignments. I'm not going to be notarizing your documents anymore. Oh my gosh, my mentor is on here. Lamar Tyler, good Lord. Lamar, I was just talking about you, brother. How you were the one that put the traffic sales and profits algorithm in my mind, and the 3 ways to get traffic was to buy, borrow, and build, which is organically. So I just want to give you a shout out, brother. Thank you for dropping that gem on me in Atlanta, like damn near 10 years ago.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Damn near 10 years ago, man. So
yeah, Ricky says it's dangerous to have so much income from one source. I agree with that. Yeah, shout out Lamar Tyler.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, Ricky, you're right, bro. Because it happened to me. Not only did it happen to my student, it happened to me as well, where 80, shit, I'll even say it was even higher. It was like 90% of my income was coming from my Google listings that I had. And when they shadow banned me, the whole thing imploded. But luckily, when I was on top, I was able to make a couple of moves, right? It was like, okay, if cats like crack, they like heroin too. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. The street side of me said, all right, you can't depend on this one product. And I created the online course, I created the book, I created all of these other auxiliary products and services, which allowed me to stay afloat. Otherwise, I'd be putting an application in to an engineering firm saying, are you hiring? That should save my ass. So, Tech, want to add anything?
Yeah. There was a question above. It was talking about, I think they asked, is $100 too much or not enough for advanced healthcare for power of attorney? And the answer is, it may not be enough. It may be enough, but the amount of money that you need in your life may not be the amount of money that I need in my life. That's why in this technical boot camp, it's important that your price isn't arbitrary. It's not just imaginary. It's got to come from somewhere, because $100 might be enough to you. It may not be enough for me, or vice versa. On the other hand, I would ask that the $100 that you get from Advanced Healthcare Directive, I would ask you, do you know what an Advanced Healthcare Directive is? Right? Do you know what this document represents? And if the answer is yes, then is $100 worth it? Because if it is, then yes. If the answer is no, you don't know what the Advanced Healthcare Directive really is, right? Because I'll ask that question. I'll say, do you know what a power of attorney is? And then they'll say, yes, I do. Blah, blah, blah. But it's much more than that. An Advanced Healthcare Directive is much more than that. I mean, there's in the hospital where I always do work at, there's an office dedicated just to Advanced Healthcare Directives. And I was like, before somebody undergo surgery, they have to have the doctor, the physician require that they have that filled out.
Yep.
So that is an important document. If $100 is worth it to you, then by all means, I can't count your pockets. I can't dictate your life, but I will say this. How much is your life worth? How much is your name worth? Because when people pass away, they leave things. They leave their name. Number one, they leave their possessions, and that stuff has to go somewhere. It has to do something if you don't have, these certain documents in place. But I would ask, how much is your last name worth? If it's worth $100, then by all means, go ahead and charge it. Now,
and I would say, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna finish by saying, now I would always say, if you went to an attorney, it'd be much more expensive.
Yeah.
So, charge what you need.
That part. Now, I was going to say, too, consider some other things as well. Are you going to a hospital to do this, to perform this? Are you going to their home, or are they coming to your office? Those are some things you need to consider. So you need to consider, are you going to charge a premium because you are going into a hospital where there's COVID and there's God only knows what else is crawling around in there? So you got to think about that. You got to think eggs are like $500 a dozen. Okay, so you got to think about how the economy is going as well. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit on the price of eggs, but I just can't believe how much eggs cost. But you have to consider your price of living, right? So think about all of these. There's a lot of things that go into, you can't just look up in the sky and just randomly pick a number. Like, it has to make sense. If someone asks you, well, what is this charge for? You've got to be able to explain that and why it makes sense that this is what you're getting. And you've got to say that with confidence. You know that you're bringing value. You know that, like Tech said, they're going to be leaving something behind if, God forbid, they don't come out of surgery, right? You are bringing a lot of value to this very emotional event. Also consider, does this document need any witnesses? Where are these witnesses coming from if they don't have them? Are you going to provide witnesses? And if so, how much and why are you charging that amount?
That's so solid with that. And, unless you have someone really walking you through this game, yeah, it's just natural that you're going to bump your head into the wall, right? You're going to run into these walls because you've never experienced this this type of business before. I wouldn't go play football, without having someone coach me on the rules and regulations of the game and how to protect myself, because I could really get hurt out there. I'm not going to go into the boxing ring, without having a trainer put me on the game, how to defend myself and how to block and do all of these other things. So this is where, like, you should never, ever stop learning. Never. Especially in this day and age, because it's the person that is able to facilitate and synthesize information in a certain way that's really going to be able to make impactful changes out here with the AI, with searches and all of this other stuff. It's like, okay, you can hit the average Joe could use AI and be like, what is the latest trend that's going on right now, right? Versus me, I'll jump on AI and be like, why are people buying expensive goods, right? Those are two different searches. We're using the same platform, but it's two different searches because it's two different mindsets. So once you start getting into that entrepreneurial algorithm, right? And your questions start to change. And when your questions start to change, your outlook on and being able to see opportunities start to change. And that's the biggest thing, because when you're able to see opportunities just dropping from the sky, you're like, eureka, utopia. I want to make money from this. I want to make money from that. I want to make money from that. I want to make money from that. And you're going to reject a lot of things as well, because certain things you just don't want to even be a part of or be involved in. So if you're able to afford and get a mentor or get a coach, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. If you could join different webinars and web classes and master classes, I highly recommend that. Make sure that the people have skin in the game. That's it. Just make sure that they have a track record, right? Make sure that they have a solid ass track record, and then you can go ahead with them. I'll leave you guys with this last story. It took me 20 years to write a book, man. But the moment that I got a coach, which was Ty Cohen, Josh and Marty, and Ja War, those four individuals right there, when I got coaching from them, I rolled out 30 books in 1 year.
Wow. Oh, wow.
But it took me 20 years to pass that hump. So that's why I love, if I could throw money at coaches, I'm like literally working to pay more coaches right now. Yeah. I'm working and busting my ass right now so I can afford to occupy some of the time of some of these elite coaches, because I already know once I'm able to do that, like the Lamar Tylers, the Myron Goldens, the, other people in the game, especially the ones that look like me, I need that. Me, I don't know about you guys, I need the ones that look like me.
Yeah.
I need that, right? I need to hear that swag. I need to hear that you come from the same cloth. I need to see that you have reached a level of success and you were still able to keep the same your integrity, your character, and you did not have to change your voice because you entered a certain room. I need that. Right? And then I'm busting my ass to pay those guys. So I don't have to, so I can look in the mirror and be proud of who I see, versus I got a meeting tomorrow at Citibank or Chase with the top executive. Let me change my voice up. The fuck is that, dude? I can't. Yo, I'd rather go back to the streets. I'm not doing that, Dawn. I know, like, hello there, Mr. Schultz. No, no. What up, Schultz? I'm gonna pound this nigga, man. Like, give me a pound, nigga. Like, what's good? Like, what are we talking about here, man? I need that. I need that in my life. I don't want to forget where I came from. I loved where I came from. I came from the hood. It was rough, but I loved that, my environment.
Yeah.
I need that in my life, man. Otherwise, I'm a loser. To me, that is another layer of being a loser in my life. If I can't share my knowledge with my people, I'm a loser. If I can't be myself when I enter these rooms, these boardrooms and stuff, I'm a loser. Like, I have this criteria that I will not compromise. So yeah, mentors, coaches, man, take advantage of it. If you can afford them, get them. If you can't afford them, work on accumulating that money to get them. Because they'll change your life.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Any last words, you guys?
Yes, March 11th. March 11th. DM me for your invite to that. DM me for your invite to that. This is an exclusive event, live interactive workshop, and you need to be in the building. Do not miss out. March 11th.
That's what's up. And then they could DM you, right, Dawn?
Yes, please DM.
Yes. Tech, any last words, brother?
Yeah, man, keep it gully out there, man. Just keep it real gully. And well, what you have, if you're a commissioned notary public right now, meaning you are a person who has a commissioned stamp and you are active, or you're not as active as you would like to be, then I would do these three things. I would, number one, and there's no compromise with this, no compromise. I would, number one, get a second cell phone. Get a dedicated, committed second cell phone that's only strictly for your notary transactions, number one. The second thing I would do is get a reliable vehicle. Make sure you have a car that at the drop of a dime, and again, you don't have to do this, but at the drop of a dime, you can just jump in and you can go and help somebody execute some business. Number one, get a second cell phone. Spend like $50 on a Metro PCS or Metro T-Mobile, whatever.
Get an Obama phone, shit, all we care.
Something, okay? Something. And get you a vehicle that is reliable. You might already have this. You might already have a reliable car, so that's already out the way, all right? But the reason why is because you want to be able, at the drop of a dime, and again, you might not do this, but in the event that you have to, at the drop of a dime, go and help somebody because they're ready to pay you $8,000 for 8,000 signatures, because you don't know that until they say it, do you? Do you? You don't know that they have 1 million signatures until they tell you that they have 1 million signatures and they're going to pay you $1 million. You don't know that. So be in a position. Phone, vehicle, in some way to process payment, right? So whether it's PayPal, whether it's Stripe, whether it's, whatever, Square, whatever, I don't care. Those three things, phone, vehicle, payment processor, you'll be good to go. Use that commission. The coaching is, bro, that's standard. You gotta have that. My phone's ringing right now. Yeah, so I'm out of here. I gotta go.
End of your biz, man. And anybody that wants to see what I have going on, just go beyond the link. That's all I can say. Go beyond the link. Go beyond my IG page and then see what I have going on. I collaborate with some of the greatest notaries out there. Dawn, like you, I just took you coast to coast. East Coast, Midwest, and West Coast right now. Dawn is out there in Florida on the East Coast. I'm here in the Midwest in Chicago. And then we have Tech out there in Oakland. I try to bring in some of the dopest people. If you ain't dope, you ain't on my platform. Straight up and down. If I don't fuck with cornballs. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not interested. Let the cornballs go to the cornball section.
Yeah.
We pop bottles over here, yo. You know? That's all I'm saying, man. I like fly, good-looking, smart, intelligent, savvy, shrewd business people, man. I'm highly, like, if you look at my circle, you guys, everybody in my circle, like, they're damn near fit. They're, you know what I mean? They're in good shape. They work out, they eat right. They like, that's what I want to be around.
I love it.
So with that being said, man, I wish you guys the best. Stay in tune for the new Notary War Room season. We're gonna have Ricky Salmon, my man, the guy that the damn near behind the scenes incubated the shit. He's the black com ed. You know what I mean? Like he's like he's the one that created the light bulb that everybody uses right now.
Right.
In this thing right here, man. And then we have Dawn, who is going to be the special host, who is going to be interviewing Ricky, which is phenomenal. So I'm honored. So you guys stay tuned, man. 2023, we smacking the shit out of it, yo. And I wish you guys the very best. Peace, love, and happiness. I wish you guys the best.
Bye.